The Cleveland Cavaliers' biggest moves of the offseason thus far have been the hiring of Kenny Atkinson for the vacant head coaching position and the re-signing of Donovan Mitchell to a 3-year pact worth over $150.3 million. Those are both awesome and the first major dominoes to fall, but with that said, the roster remains much the same since the addition of rookie swingman Jalen Tyson. The Isaac Okoro contract extension looms large as he is a restricted free agent and could enter the 2024-25 campaign on a whole other team. Time will tell. And with these things in mind, Cleveland has watched as many other teams have made additions via the free agent market and or trade. The East continues to get better, whether it be the New York Knicks acquisition of Michael Bridges, the Philadelphia 76ers move to snag the services of Paul George, or perhaps even KCP joining the Orlando Magic. Things are getting tougher as teams are getting better. So how can Cleveland realistically improve in an effort to keep pace? Well, it's most likely through a trade or trades. There are still some names out there on the free agent market, but a significant impact or a significant difference in terms of who is going to move the needle, that would probably come via the trade market. Two targets that the team should absolutely have their eye on in the event that they become truly available are that of Cam Johnson, whom I discussed at length not long ago during a recent live stream, and DeAndre Hunter, a player whom Cleveland has had eyes for way back since the 2019 NBA draft. But before we get into things, if you are watching over on YouTube, do your boy a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss all this Caps content. Let's start with Cam Johnson, who currently suits up for the Brooklyn Nets, a team that is likely headed for a long-term rebuild. Now, on paper, Cam Johnson would be a damn fine addition to this Cavaliers team. I mean, think about it. Really sit here and think about it. What have we been clamoring for ever since the loss of Lauri Markkanen via the Donovan Mitchell trade? A tall wing, capable of shooting the three ball, defense preferred. And while defense isn't exactly Johnson's strong suit, he has the size, being listed at 6'8" or 6'9", depending upon where you actually look, and shooting ability to check the other two major boxes. Both are of equal importance in the grand scheme of things, but the latter ability is what is really intriguing and enticing to me. Cam Johnson can shoot the hell out of the basketball. He would finish the 2023-24 campaign with a three-point percentage of 39.1% on an extremely encouraging 6.1 attempts per game. He can knock it down in a multitude of ways, but he is by far more efficient as a catch and shoot threat than anything else in this regard. Johnson managed to convert over 42.1% of his 4.9 catch and shoot triples last year. That means he is making over 2.1 threes per game off of catch and shoot attempts, and they come from every major spot on the court. He shot 45.3% from the left corner on 64 attempts, right corner even better at 46.4% on 56 attempts, from above the break, by far his most attempted shot, a respectable 35.8% on 232 total attempts. He can step right into a Cavs lineup that is short on size at 1 through 3 and be an immediate threat as an off-ball shot maker. And over the course of his 5-year career between the Phoenix Suns and Brooklyn Nets, he has spent the bulk of his time split between both forward positions. I see him, and this is just my opinion, but I see him as more of a small forward more than anything, but he is a positionally versatile guy offensively that should intrigue many a Cavs fan. He can be that long three that's absolutely capable of playing the four we have hoped for such a long time. The Cavs' issue with making a move like this is pretty apparent. First, they don't have future first-round picks to send out due to the Stepien rule. They could possibly trade their selection at 20 that they just made, which we all know is the newly signed Jalen Tyson, but they now have to wait due to actually signing him. There's a window that they must wait before executing any trade that includes him. They do have numerous second-round picks that they can send out in an effort to sweeten things as well. The other big elephant is Johnson's contract, which is set for $23.6 million this season. That could prove tough to trade for. Cleveland would need to send out a package that includes Caris LeVert and George Niang. Now, I'm not sure that would be enough to get the job done, and I doubt that there would be any real interest in moving off of Jarrett Allen in this type of deal, especially with Kenny Atkinson coming to town. And I guess you could probably include Caris LeVert in there as well, but all things considered, all things relative, Caris LeVert is probably the more tradable of the two right now. It all comes down to assets and what the Cavaliers are willing to let go of or entertain. Now, let's discuss DeAndre Hunter. Hunter, a player who has been linked to Cleveland for quite some time, would make a lot of sense here as well. He is coming off a season in which he put up averages of 15.6 points and 3.9 boards while completing over 45.9% of his field goal attempts. And like Cam Johnson, he is a big wing that is capable of giving you minutes at either the 3 or the 4. Now, he isn't quite as good as a perimeter threat as Johnson is, but he is indeed a reliable floor spacing presence, having completed 38.5% of his triples this past season for Atlanta on high volume at 5.3 attempts per game. He is also pretty damn efficient as a catch and shoot threat, as he managed to convert on 39.5% of his 4 catch and shoot attempts per game from 3-point range last year. He is a very capable off-ball shooter. He can hit from basically anywhere on the court. He shot 40% from the left corner on 55 attempts, and from the right corner, an even better 41.3% on 46 attempts. And like Johnson before him, he is quite fond of the above the break triple, attempting 203 of them and knocking down a very respectable 37.4%. Unlike Johnson, Hunter is widely regarded as a respectable defender. He ended the year near the 90th percentile for defensive positional versatility, suggesting that the potential for Hunter to eventually become a legitimate two-way impact player, it's there. He could slide in as the Cavs starting 4 if the team decides to move on from Jarrett or perhaps function as a potential Max Strus replacement in the starting lineup. The potential is there. Similar to Johnson, the issue is all about cost. Without real draft capital to send out, what competitive offer would make sense for Cleveland to make and for Atlanta to deem valuable enough to accept? Opinion in regards to this is likely to vary depending upon how you view the contract situations and the salary cap of it all. So acquiring his services, that could be a bit of a toss-up. Some believe that Atlanta would take less because they want to move off of his salary, a la a salary dump. He's under contract. Now consider he's under contract for the next 3 seasons and will be due about $21.6 million this upcoming year. Others happen to believe that we don't quite have the assets to get it done, if not including a player like Jarrett Allen. Now, it is also worth noting that at the time of recording this, there have been rumors and speculation that a potential Okoro sign and trade is on the proverbial horizon. And according to Bobby Marks, the Cavs could be in the hunt for a bigger wing. Take a listen.
Isaac Okoro, who's a restricted free agent, look at maybe signing trade options for him, maybe a bigger wing on a I don't want to give away the beans here. So keep an eye on Cleveland as far as sign and trade options for Isaac Okoro here.
Also, Dorian Finney-Smith probably deserves to be mentioned here, as he could be included in a potential Okoro sign and trade or any move the Cavs attempt to make for Cam Johnson. Finney-Smith is coming off a season for Brooklyn in which he put up averages of 8.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. It admittedly wasn't the most efficient or effective season for him, as he completed just 42.1% of his shots, including 34.8% from 3-point range. Now, some people might see that as not much of an upgrade over an Isaac Okoro or a Dean Wade for that matter, but considering DFS is a willing shooter from deep, as evidenced by his career 4.2 attempts per game, and this is the key part here, and he is bigger at 6'7 or 6'8 depending upon where you look. DFS has the positional versatility to play the 3 and 4 and even some small ball 5 in certain lineups. In just this past season, he logged 12% of his minutes at the 3, 77% at the 4, and 11% at the 5, according to Cleaning the Glass. DFS is under contract for the upcoming 2024-25 campaign, but does have a player option for the following season, so keep that in mind. If the Cavs can't get Cam Johnson, they may just opt to try and go for DFS instead in an effort to get something back for Isaac Okoro or any other number of pieces. There is a lot of chatter right now, but nothing set in stone just yet. Well, there you have it. Which player would you want most? Let me know in the comments below. Go Cavs.